Ground control, we're loaded and ready to taxi.
Flight 209er, you are cleared for takeoff.
Ta-da! Just like that.
Here we are, once again.
Back again for another Saturday night. Jeremy, how have you been all weekend long? Or all week long?
All week long. Hasn't been too bad. Today was a hassle, though. Man. Just whatever could go wrong went wrong today. And yeah, it was one of those days.
Yikes.
Almost got kicked out of Home Depot.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I went into Home Depot to buy a washer and dryer. And they had to make it hard to buy a washer and dryer. So, yeah. We left there, went to McDonald's, because we were like, need an ice cream. Need to cool down. Guess what happened at McDonald's?
You almost got kicked out?
No ice cream. And after sitting in a drive-thru for about 20 minutes. So,
now wait, Jeremy, isn't there a meme for the ice cream machine at Walmart or at McDonald's? Like, isn't that a thing? Like, it never works?
It's a total thing. And it's a beautiful day. So, I mean, it's a perfect day not to have ice cream, right? So, you know, like they should fly their flag at half-mast or something like that to signify to us that the ice cream machine's down instead of sitting in the drive-thru. So then we substituted and we got iced macchiatos. Well, when you do an iced macchiato at McDonald's, they ruin it with caramel, however you say it. And
automatically, without even asking for caramel. Okay.
Automatically. Can't not put the syrup in it. You can't say, give me a macchiato, hold the caramel. It's impossible. The computer does not do that, and the person has to squeeze caramel in there to the maximum amount possible. Well, it didn't taste good. We didn't like it. So we went from there over to Dunkin' Donuts, and we got a real macchiato of a human size, and it was good. It was really good. It was so good that Heidi drank the other half of mine without me knowing. It was really good. And now she's bouncing off the walls because she drank 2 large macchiato iced coffees. So, yeah.
And to think how harmless it started, where you just wanted a vanilla cone.
No, it started with a washer and a dryer.
Okay.
I just wanted to buy a washer and dryer. Like, I just wanted to spend money. And they were like, nope, we're not having that, sir. You cannot spend your money here. Okay. Thanks. So I ordered it online. You know where from?
Lowe's.
Home Depot. You know where? In the drive-thru at McDonald's.
So you don't have to leave your house anymore. That is what you're saying.
We wanted to go see them. You know, these are major appliances, so you want to kind of tactile. You want to touch, feel, play with doors and stuff like that. So, yeah. Especially
when it comes to that kind of stuff, you definitely want to. Sometimes you're surprised. Like, I didn't even know these bells and whistles were out here and available. Like Bluetooth, and there's a remote camera looking at my washing machine. I can check it from my phone.
Yeah, you know what they brought back on the washing machine? This is nothing to do with RC, but it's fantastic. You know what they brought back in the front loader washing machines? A light.
A rack. Oh, light. Okay.
You can watch your clothes be washed. And you know what you can do that with? Your phone. It has a camera.
Shut up.
I'm serious. Wait till the videos come. I'm going to upload every single one of them like I do with my bamboo prints.
I was going to say.
Today.
I was going to say, do not give Jeremy another access to another camera angle like that.
Yep. I'm gonna do time-lapse laundry.
I was starting to be able to guess your post on Instagram without your name. Like, I just knew right away with the bamboo opening. I'm like, Jeremy.
Yep.
Awesome. Well, that was our disclosure, everybody. Addict's RC during the week. Sergeant Major Jeremy Kilburn here with us tonight every Saturday, and we brought a longtime friend. Somebody, right up there with the Trevor, where you can say, I can check a lot of boxes. Long time.
Yeah.
Going back, long time, scaled, or how would we say this? Talented scale builder, true autism warrior, CAD designer, graphic designer. Like, you don't get to say that too often in one sentence. I mean, this guy checks a lot of boxes. So people, if you have questions, this is the time tonight. Pick his brain. We are proud to welcome Jeremy, or Jeremy and I are proud to welcome Corey Allen, the original OG, Mr. Georgia Rock Zombie himself. So I'm going to pause for a 10-second station identification, and when we come back, we will have him hopefully front and center. So close. Nah, I tried.
You tried.
So close. I tried. I was close. But bam! Corey Allen, Mr. GA Rock Zombie himself.
What's up, fellas?
How the heck are you?
Busy, as always.
You are always busy, so that's not really a good answer. I'm not going to accept that. You are always busy. Talented, busy, graphic designing, CAD designing. Yeah, I mean, my goodness. And true autism warrior for a long time. Responsible for many of my custom wraps, the incredible Rift project that we did together. I'm so proud of what you were able to help me with that. Just Bring It. That was a super cool little Rift theme build for autism. I know that has a soft spot in your heart, but this man is a true fan of an April Fool's. April 1st. This is a type of guy that is just a true fan of April Fool's Day. That we definitely appreciate.
I love the April Fools.
Yes, you do. So, Corey, you give us a soft intro. Who are you? What are you up to? Where can we find you? All that good stuff.
Well, you'll find me just north of Atlanta most of the time. I like RC cars. I like graphic design. I like CAD design. I like audio and video stuff. I'm a big nerd. I work IT. I do IT for the school system here where I work at. So right now I have 5 schools that I'm over. So
IT as in like boots on the ground, fixing the computers for the kids, or are you a step above that?
Well, I'm all of those steps, actually.
Okay.
I fix them for the kids. I fix them for the teachers. I fix them for county workers that come in. So I'm not a school-based employee. I'm a county-based employee. I work all over the county.
Okay. Cool. 5 schools. Well, Corey, I know that keeps you very, very busy, and you have a work history working with the Braves of 1 year, right? Didn't you do?
I did that.
Yes.
I worked with the Atlanta Braves through the 2021 season, postseason. I was right at the end of the regular season, and then hit the postseason in September. That's when I went to work for them. Worked all the way through the World Series.
That's right. I forgot. You couldn't have timed that any better. Like, that was the perfect time to work for them. And it was just a coincidence. Like, that wasn't
Oh.
They didn't bring you on because of the World Series.
No, it was weird. I was on my way back from Tennessee, and one of my friends called that works there, and he said, "Hey, would you say you know graphics as well as I know video editing?" I said, "Yeah, it's a pretty fair statement." He says, "Good, send your resume to this guy. I think I just got you a job with the Braves."
Wow.
Sent the
How
resume
cool
in,
is that?
Yeah, sent the resume in. He said, "Cool, come in. We'll talk to you on this day." And there it was. I was hired.
And they haven't won a World Series since.
No, they haven't.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
That's what I told the producer. I was like, "Hey, you guys bring me back, you'll win a World Series. As long as you keep me out of there, you guys are going to suck."
That's the only thing you need to have on your resume.
Yep.
There's a reason we keep this bad cop around to point those things out. Leave it to Jeremy. Hey, just saying, he never went back. Oh, yeah. Well, Corey, it is no secret the reason that you are here this week. There has been a somber moment that happened in the RC world with the world of the Ultimate Scale Truck Expo. My phone started blowing up come late Sunday through Tuesday. How are you doing? How are you holding up? I mean, literally, I felt like, it felt like a family member passed, and consoling people. We were in this state of mourning a little bit, and I'm sad. I'm terribly, terribly sad. It is a piece of me. It is a piece of the hobby. Thoughts?
Yeah, that was a staple event in the South for Scale RC. If I remember when I first heard about the Ultimate Scale Truck Expo, we were talking about it, and we were like, that just sounds like a terrible event to go to. Like we were back then, we were all in like the, super performance RC that we thought was scale. We put a few stickers on there. We paint the bumper on the Lexan body, or get a TF2 and put a ridiculous motor in it and big tires. We thought we knew scale. But my first trip to there changed everything that I thought I knew about RC.
It is the moment, I've told this many, many times, it is the moment that it is defined to you. It is the moment when you truly understand what scale is and what they've been talking about. And I went down there the first year. I do remember where I was at the moment the first post went up with Rob talking about USTE, and I could go back to my original messages that I sent to my wife immediately after that Facebook post. Like, I'm booking a flight to Florida at 6 months from now. Like, I am going. And still didn't know what it was. The whole ride down there, I thought I knew, but wow, it slaps you upside that face like, boom, that's what scale is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Jeremy, I know from an Operation 11 Charlie standpoint, this hurts. Just maybe harder, because USTE was a home base, a huge supporter. It's really gave Operation 11 Charlie that push in the beginning.
Yeah, it was one of our largest events to take veterans to. That was the easiest terrain for them to navigate, and it being in Florida is, it's close to home base for the founder of 11 Charlie, good old Javier. And it really became our signature event. It was our major kickoff to the year for us cold weather people to kind of get together down there and get our annual calendar done in the background and all that stuff. So yeah, not having it last year, and now knowing that it's not coming back around in that same format and that same location, it's a little tough. And we had to regroup.
Yeah. Well said. Yeah. we won't dwell on it too much, but I couldn't go another step further into the show without at least acknowledging and thanking, as much as I want to be somber and cry and, ask for a pat on the back and a hug, at the end of the day, it is a massive, massive thank you to Rob and the entire USTE staff that have put together one hell of a great event. And the one thing that people are always going to miss, I've seen many, many comments, people posting, thinking that they're going to be able to fill in a gap and maybe replace USTE, and they'll never do it. And people will say to me, well, why is that, Mike? What's the big deal? What is the secret sauce that USTE did? And I said, it's so simple. It's in the title, and people miss it every time. It's the expo.
It's the expo. Yep.
And that was Rob's signature. That was the key to this, and putting the vendor first and giving a platform for people to learn in a classroom setting where you're learning from somebody some soldering tips. I mean, Rob just really knew how to take care of Operation 11 Charlie, make sure you guys had space and a private space when you needed it. He always made sure he looked out for you guys. He kept it family fun. So it's going to be hard to beat.
The whole expo part of it, people miss that.
Yep.
And as time went on, it kept getting more lost because attendance went up and activities changed due to the people that were attending.
Okay, from year one.
To satisfy them, but you got to remember what an expo is. It would be like going to SEMA and expecting to see and participate in the Baja 1000. That's not what SEMA is, and that's not what USTE was. It was an expo to show off and showcase what's going on, what the trends are, and who the people are that support the hobby. And it got lost. In my opinion,
it did. Year one, we were actually in rows of seats with a teacher in the front. It did get lost a little bit. Towards the end, it was standing room in a kind of a safety meeting kind of format. Like if you walk by in a hurry, you would think it was a bunch of people smoking weed in the corner or something.
Yeah, it with the amount of people. It lost some exclusivity, and it just, it wasn't sustainable at its in that form. We kind of felt like that, 2 years ago. It's like, wow, this is really big, and it's a little out of control, and not due to Rob or any of the event. It was getting too big to meet the intent in which it was created for. And that's just me talking. It's
fair enough. But Corey, there's no question that you got behind it. You wanted to build maybe a specific truck that year. I remember the one year you were trying to do tires. Remember, you were doing the molds for a scale tire to try and create your own, and then the moss that you had in the paint, and you've always put some detail into what you were doing. So you learned what scale was, and you clearly understood the assignment.
Oh yeah, Nick Barber still wants that moss. I still get kind of heckled every time I see Nick about stupid moss, Corey and his stupid moss every time.
This stupid moss. I was getting so many photos and updates with all the moss updates, and it was kind of Corey's middle name for a while.
Yeah,
him and the moss and what he's working on. But no, you got the you definitely pulled it off, Corey. Good for you.
Yeah, I've already gotten rid of that truck too.
Yeah, because of the moss.
It was just getting too moldy, mossy. I mean,
yeah, it was out of control. It grows on its own.
Rolling Stone gains no moss, so you get rid of it.
That was such a good.
Well, Corey, I would love to know what is next on your radar. Any upcoming events or anything that GA Rock Zombies are doing? Tell us a little bit about what you started as far as this GA Rock Zombie thing goes, because it's a Facebook paradise, please. I understate that a little bit. It is a friendly zone for you to go and get help and share photos. And you guys don't put up with any BS, with any sort of drama. You keep it really friendly and supportive, which is always nice to see.
Yeah, we try to. So the way Georgia Rock Zombies came to be, this is actually the 10-year anniversary. I believe it's July 14th or July 28th is the 10-year anniversary of Georgia Rock Zombies. There was another Facebook group for scale RCs back in the day. They were more on the comp side. Sorka style stuff with the sporties and shafties and all that stuff. They still do that, and they have a really good group of guys that do that, but we're completely separate. But we were all part of that group, and then out of the blue, everybody's booted. Like, it's just down to admins in that group. And several of us still wanted to get together with the same people, so I thought, man, I gotta do something. So I was trying to think of what could I call it. And so I thought, well, there's zombies in Georgia because The Walking Dead was filmed here, so that could be cool. I went through a bunch of different names of trying to think, what could this be? And then it hit me, we would every one of us would stay up to the just wee hours of the morning, 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, just wrenching on our trucks, trying to get them ready for that Saturday meetup. And on that Saturday morning, we're all walking through the woods like a bunch of zombies. And I was like, that's it. That's it. We're going to be the Georgia Rock Zombies. And so for a while, I called it Georgia RC Zombies. But then I was like, no, we don't all have all RCs. Like, we don't all have planes and helicopters and boats. We all do now. So I thought, no, we're just going to call it the Rock Zombies because that's mostly what we play on anyways. So there it was born, and it's just taken off. And started as a group of maybe 15, 20 guys getting together, and I think we have close to 2,700 members now.
Wow.
That's quite a following.
Yeah.
It really is.
If they were all active, that would be amazing, but they're not. But still, they can come in if they want to just watch.
But what's impressive about it, Corey, is you've got support from around the country. It's not just local Georgia people that are in that Facebook group, and I thought that was very cool. Very cool to see the national, worldwide support for a small
we got
state.
People from Canada. We've got I think we have a couple guys we have people from all over. I can't even tell you all the places, but it is mostly US based. And of course, mainly Georgia, Alabama, Florida, Tennessee. That's the main bulk of it, but there's still people from all over that join the group. But we try to make it so that if you want to join the group, you kind of have to answer the question. It's just one question. What's your favorite RC car? If you don't have one, what do you want to get? That way we know you're not a robot. We know you're a real person. And we typically give 24, sometimes 48 hours if we're not paying attention to answer that question before we decline the request. We turn away probably, I'd say, 50 to 100 people a month because they don't answer the question. But it keeps down the riffraff too.
Yeah, I get a lot of that too. It's a lot of no answers. You can tell they're bots, or sometimes it's like, man, just send them a message, be like, hey, I just need you to answer the questions. Like, I know who you are. Just answer the questions, man.
Yep. Yep. But we've got, like, it started out, I think, with the admin group. It was just a few of us. It was me, Dwayne Kearns, Orrin Camp, Chris Tustian, and I think that was pretty much it. We were the only admins. And then it started growing, and I was like, man, we're going to need some more people. So we started doing events, and it started growing more. So then I was like, man, I'm tired of doing events. I did them for 5-6 years, and I was just sick of doing events. It was taxing. I was doing 5 events a year between here, Florida, and Tennessee. in Alabama. I was 5 a year. It was too much. So I decided I was going to do one last event. That was going to be my big exit. And then I called it the Halloween Haul and Crawl. Sorry, this side. So this is the 6th year coming up for that. Started out as just a basic 1 year or 1 day event. You show up, and the idea was anybody can go through the woods and follow your RC car through just trail markers, no gates, because we didn't care. We're not keeping score. Just go have fun. Anybody can drive through that with an RC car. Put a trailer behind you, and it changes the game. So I built, the little trails going through the woods, and the part that Scott Bray will always hate me for was at one point I had them drive up this pretty steep incline, and you get up to the top and you touch a marker, but then you had to back your trailer back down the hill. And Scott hated me for that. And now the event has grown. Like I said, this is the 6th year for it. I handed the reins over to Scott Bray for events, and I could not have made a better move for doing that, because he has taken Georgia Rock Zombies events to a new height, to the point we're getting, hundreds of people showing up to our events where we were used to 30, 40 people. Our last event, Zombie Palooza, we had, I think, just over 200 people there. And that was a 2-day event. Halloween Haul and Crawl 6, it's our first 3-day event. And I would like to see about 300 people there. I think that's a good number for our event, with everything that we have going, with all the vendors that are showing up, food trucks, regular vendors, people. I mean, it's going to be bananas.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah,
a lot.
Because you can see here. Well, you can't see my hand, but Cherokee Rock Village, they kind of let us do our own thing there. They love it when we come. They love the RC community, because we share that space with the rock climbing community. And, these people come in, and for us, it's mesmerizing to watch them scale this, 150-foot rock wall just tied to a rope. So, if we're riding through with our RC cars, they're all gawking at our RC cars, and we're like, there's no way I'd get up there. And it's just a nice community between the two. But they give us kind of freedom to do whatever we want. And you can see some of the stuff. Like, we'll have a show and shine, tug of wars. But if you know anything about tug of wars, we don't play. Tommy Tyson builds some hardcore tug of war trucks. Like, don't bring your truck thinking you're about to drag.
They were insane. Guys. Like, they don't stop until they catch fire.
Yeah, like
it's crazy.
Don't bring an RC car. Bring your real car to tie to some of their stuff, because it's heavy. Tommy brings, it's a thing that he created for Halloween Haul and Crawl. He calls it the Table of Death. Oren and Scott saw this thing at Proline by the Fire, and it was kind of like a roulette table. Big round circle. You put all the RC cars on it, and it's kind of like last man standing. So it wobbled. Their table did. Well, Tommy thought, well, this was cool. Tommy Tyson. He says, well, that's cool, but I want to take it a little further. So on top of that spring that I'm going to weld to the, frame of this thing, I want to put an automotive spindle. So now it spins as well as wobbles. So you put, 5, 6, 7 trucks in a circle on this thing, and he spins it and wobbles it. And then you're trying to fight gravity as well as centrifugal force to beat all the other trucks. And that's why we call it Table of Death. Let's see, what's another one we've got? Oh, the zigzag drags. So I started this at Haul and Crawl 1. I was telling everybody and talking it up, we're going to do RC drag racing. And they were like, oh yeah, I got this. I run a Mamba Max Pro. This is way before the Mamba X. We run a Mamba Max Pro and a 4300 kV Pro 4 HD 5mm shaft on 3S, begging the rotor to explode. And they're like, there's nobody that's going to outrun me. I'm like, that's cool, man. I'm glad you got a fast car. It's probably not going to help you though, because I kept everybody up at the table area and registration, and I went down to this spot and I built a zigzag drag course. So it's super technical driving through the first part, but once you get through that, it was a drag race out the end to hit a ramp and jump. But you can't hit a barrier. If you hit a barrier, you're out. If you roll over, you're done. So you've got to be a good driver as well as a fast driver.
It's a way different challenge.
Yeah, through the years, we've taken it a little more on the trailer side. So we have it so that you have to drag a trailer through this, and the end part is not a drag race and jump out. It's a turn your trailer and back it into a spot. So let's see what else we have. I know it says poker run, but there's not going to be a poker run this year. Mark Piper and Melissa Piper are doing an 18th scale monster truck freestyle. So whatever you want to do with your 18th scale low C LMTs, or any of your small scale monster trucks, 18th scale, bring them out. We're going to have a freestyle competition.
I love it.
We also have what we call a trailer lift. This was also taken from Proline by the Fire. I think they called it a deadlift. But they were telling me about it, Scott and Orrin were, and I kind of envisioned this A-frame, big heavy duty metal A-frame with a pulley at the top and a pulley at the bottom on one side, and then a rope that came straight up from the bottom around the top pulley down under the bottom pulley, and then hooks to your truck. And then there's a heavy trailer at the bottom of that with weight in it that we can add and take away weight. And then you have to controlled lift this thing up to ring a bell, and then controlled lower it back down. So that's the trailer lift. We chew up a lot of tires. So all the tire vendors are super happy because everybody's been trying to get Castle to come to the event so that, Kate can see this and Thomas can see this. And then they're like, oh yeah, we're about to sell a ton of motors because they're about to burn every one of these up. But that's coming. I still have to talk to Kate. That was a trailer lift. And then we build trails all throughout the park there. This place is huge. The views are incredible. It's just some of the crevices that you can walk through with your RC car. You're just like, this is another world. And, we have raffles, of course. Our vendors are always extremely gracious and they just load the table up with stuff for us to give away. And it's, we try to make sure everybody that comes to the event leaves with something, because we go through everybody that's there handing out prizes. And then once we've got everybody has gotten a prize, everybody's number goes back in and we do it again. If we can do it 3 times, cool. We'll do it 3 times. So, but there's camping, you can camp there you can camp with a camper, RV, tent sites, doesn't matter. Camp in your car. They don't care. We got at least one food truck, Walk Hard Barbecue. They've been there every year, except for the first year. But it's a killer barbecue truck that they come and set up, and they bring a ton of food. It's really affordable. And the little lady that sits outside with the fried Oreos and the homemade fried pies. Whew. In the words of Scott, don't get any of this stuff on your forehead, because your tongue will beat your brains out trying to get it off of there. That's in the words of Scott. But my favorite thing of Halloween Haul and Crawl is the night run, because that's my thing. I've been going to Cherokee Rock Village since I was 15. So about 30 years I've been going to this place. And I know that place like the back of my hand. So I can walk through in pitch black and know right where I'm at. So I take people through a really fun night run with all the headlights, and we get back to a place that has now been deemed the donut hole, because you go through all these places where you have to like duck down and climb under the rocks, and it's not hard. Anybody can do it, but it's just the fun of it. And then once we get back to the main area for the night photo, it opens up to this humongous just picture above you, and all the RC lights are there. Everybody turns their headlamps off, and then there's this just amazing picture of all these rocks and all these RC cars with lights on. It's really cool. And I'll carry them back just a short ways, because we're not very far from the parking lot, but you feel like you are. And I get them back to the parking lot, and I'm like, okay, for those faint at heart, here's the parking lot. You can head back to the pavilion or wherever. But those that like an adventure, come with me, because we're about to get into some sketchy stuff. Like, hold on to your friend, because we don't want anybody falling off a 60-foot cliff. That's how we're about to get sketchy. But I always keep people safe. I'm never carrying them that far. But you feel like, man, this is super dangerous, but you're really not. It's just the fun, because you don't know where you're at. But I do. I know exactly where we're at.
Corey, the venue where you have this Halloween haul and crawl, is this the only time of year that you're at this venue? Is that another reason it makes this place so special, or do you come back here throughout the year with other events?
Oh, well, there is another event like East Coast Championships that's held there every May. That's John Mesa, Trace Boatner, Colby Johnson. They do the comp side of things. So that's hardcore US RCA rules. So these guys are like, this is one of the qualifying events for like Worlds for RC rock crawling, because it's the true comp style where it's a shafty truck or a sporty truck or super whatever, like cut and shut tires that are like wagon wheels. That's the kind of trucks they bring there, and they're nuts what they can do. It's really cool to watch.
They're robots.
Yes.
Yeah. Moon buggy.
But we can go, like, anybody can show up to Cherokee Rock Village any day of the week. They're open all the time. And if you show up and say, hey, I want to go do some RC crawling, they're like, cool, yeah, it's $5 to park all day and knock yourself out. Have a good time.
It sounds a lot like Blue Rocks.
Yeah.
Campground by our place at 24/7, almost all year long, that same kind of vibe that they're come and hang out. And it was never an RC campground before that until the recon started coming. The campers started to notice, like, what are you guys up to? And before you know it, the country store there is now renting out Traxxas TRX4s to regular campers for the weekend. And
that's cool
to see. Yeah, it's the whole point of what's happening here is trying to introduce what we are doing to more people. Grow the event. Speaking of Operation 11 Charlie, I got a note here from Javier, and I was not supposed to open this until Corey was live and on screen tonight. So let me open this sealed envelope. This is a special note from a special request from Javier to Corey. So Corey, I understand where Javier's going with this. You did a special X-plate design for Carryall, a very unique Operation 11 Charlie design in correlation with Real Sticky to make it a reflective. I think Sergeant Major, you were the big push on this with the safety side. See if we could get a police reflective vinyl. Really let the Operation 11 Charlie family, stand out in the crowd with this. The special request, we just got another batch of them sent out from Real Sticky today. He sent out another batch of them. But Javier's request is, can you do another design? But this one for anyone not necessarily a veteran, that not a actual veteran. but somebody who would maybe have a grandfather who was a military veteran, somebody who wants to support Operation 11 Charlie and flex that. It wouldn't be a reflective design necessarily, but just something different that still lets the veterans have their own design. So we would like to isolate. If that could get your wheels turning a little bit, it doesn't have to be a drastic difference, but just subtle enough that they do stand apart, that let the veterans, they deserve something special for them. This would be still Operation 11 Charlie base, but for anybody wanting to just show their support that wouldn't actually have the military ID and discount to prove that they are a veteran, so they would get this non-veteran version. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I think I could probably make something work.
Perfect. All right, so that will make his day.
It's going to have Jeremy's face on it, though.
Yeah, it better. We could take the one from the promo card that you did. You've got that one.
There's no what?
Remember the promo code that Corey did in the early days? Remember that?
Just my ass.
That's right.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was more the butt.
Yeah.
I know Heidi liked that one. It was her favorite one.
We could just do grass across the bottom of the X.
Yeah.
Get off my grass.
Get off. You're on camera. Smile. You're on camera.
I like that. I like that idea, Jeremy.
Yeah. The get off my grass edition for grumpy old men.
Get off my grass. That's gonna have to happen.
Just in case we start running a little late, Corey, I think you could appreciate this segment. I know you're a big fan of 3D printing and what James Knight has been up to.
Oh, yeah.
But he's provided a full body figure, for the CJ, and leave it to Sergeant Major to start cross-fitting him into as many trucks as he possibly can already. Oh, if I put a spacer on this wheel, if we do this to this truck, we can fit them here. I don't know what I want to know what the tally's up to. Like, how many trucks have you figured out how to get it in?
3.
Just 3. Is the FMS FJ40 on that list?
No, I haven't tried to put it in that one. I could.
I bet. I can try. Well, it might have to go up. You'll have to double it in size, maybe.
That's a pretty big gap.
It is a gap.
On the floor. That's why I'm looking over there.
I just held it up to the door, and I'm like, wait a minute, it's not even close.
Not even close. Yeah.
But Corey, what you could appreciate is down to the tread on the Nike Air Maxes that he is wearing, like the Nike swoosh built-in, the tread on the bottom of the shoe, like literally, James did not disappoint again with the level of detail. Jeremy, how many was it? Like 1 million little triangles to print. Like for a print this size, we're talking. I'm still at the 9-hour mark on a very fast setting. Like, and it's not a huge thing, but it's the detail. There is so much detail, and they're like outrageously addicting to print. There you go. Like, look at the fit on that.
I mean, it is dead on. It is dead on. Feet on the pedals and everything. I mean, it's exactly right. I mean, to land 2 sneakers on pedals and sit in that seat every time, no adjustments. That's pretty badass.
Yeah. Level of detail, worth it. Yep. And the other little trick, the thing that I've been sneaking around with here a little bit, Jeremy, is I took the heat gun, like I've done before in the past, to just try and, if you put them in the passenger seat a little bit, I don't have the CAD drawing skills that Corey does. So where I resorted was the heat gun, just to get a little bend on it. So now I can get them to hold onto one side of the door and put maybe something in the other hand, just to get a pose, a little contrast in the passenger seat, making him do a little something different. Oh, that's the one. Making me excited about the Bronco again.
And again, feet on the pedals. Like it's
feet on the pedal.
Perfect.
Very cool.
I have this scale figure that I need to get into something.
Oh, no.
What in the hell is that?
Groot.
Did you?
A Groot with guns.
Yeah.
Groot gun.
Groot. Did you print that?
No, God, no.
Oh,
somewhere. Kelsey was like, "You need this." And I was like, "What do I need that for?"
Have you seen that, Corey?
Look at the tread.
See, I couldn't see it before. Apparently, I had too much stuff running on my Mac. So you guys were like, choo, 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 choo. Now I can see it like live, real time.
And you got the ear holes.
Wow.
Like it's a lot. It's
wow.
A lot. There's a lot going on.
Jeremy, I was 8 hours into a print and literally ran out of white filament. So that's all I had left. But dude, seriously, no BS. That's literally where it stopped. It ran out of filament right at the neck. I couldn't have planned it any better. I'm like, this I'm not disturbing. It's going on a shelf and I'm keeping it just the way it is.
It's
you can't have that. Yep, I'm finishing it red with embarrassment.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oof.
Yeah, so very cool. So what that all was segueing into was with this new optic, and again, James Knight continues to bring the realism with these steering wheel control, the shifting. It's really cool to see. And then he drops the not Matt or the not Josh passenger. How cool was that? And the earlier post that James did during the week was, I think he dropped like a helmet in the passenger seat, and then I saw somebody else make a comment about, could you do this? And James is one step in front of knowing what the people are going to ask for. Mm-hmm. He's got it lined up. The next post, I promise you, it's going to be, it's going to be a driver, just like what the public is wanting. Bravo to him.
On speaking of the optic, since we're still on it, I picked up a file free.
Okay. Yep.
So Jeep grills are now a thing.
Is this who did it? Harley?
No, this is free. It was on. Yeah, I'll have to look for it. But he also did a Toyota, like FJ40 style.
FJ40 style.
Yeah,
kind of tired of looking at that.
So it's pretty cool. I did them in yellow.
Very cool.
These are my test prints. But
very nice.
Yeah, there's the makers are out there and they're doing a lot of cool stuff.
I think people are going to get behind this real quick. I think you'll see a couple of. What do you think? Will a fuel tank come? Will a scale fuel tank come after you requested that last week? After you expressed your disappointment in it?
Yes, somebody heard me because there's a file that's supposed to be coming this week that puts the RC 4-wheel drive scale fuel tank in the back of it. So instead of having an unrealistic 250-gallon fuel cell, you'll have a more realistic 20-gallon fuel cell.
What did they do? Literally steal the one from like the Miller Rock Bouncer, like that fuel tank?
No.
No.
The one that's in the optic?
No, I'm saying you're saying that they were going to pair up the RC 4-wheel drive fuel tank with it. I didn't know if they were stealing the one from the Miller.
Yeah, the aluminum tank that they make. That
gotcha. The after
rippers and all that other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. I think it's on printables. If you search Vanquish H10 optic 3D file, like it comes up in Yegi and then links you over to printable. But they're definitely pretty cool. there's a lot of stuff coming out for these. A lot
Good.
of makers and creators are doing a lot of stuff, so it's really cool. And
well, even woke up.
Fine laser designs, the ones that do the guy that does the clipless, the come hither mounts, the clipless mounts for the CJ and the Bronco and all the other platforms.
Yeah.
He did clipless battery doors for the Optic. I put those on this week. He's in New York.
Oh, perfect.
So he's not far away. It's 24 hours shipping from order to delivery for me. So I put those on, and that is genius. That's genius. So no more pins, no more dropouts, no more body clips on that entire truck. So I can do battery changes with a come hither with one finger. So,
perfect. Well, I was happy to lose.
So Corey's just catching on to come hither. So it was trademark hashtag Matt Pett. He came up with this when Traxxas did their clipless body mounts for the Bronco, the 2020 Bronco. He did this underneath the fender wells, and it got deemed to come hither. So now anytime that there's a clipless mount where you use one finger, it's now the come hither mount. It's not clipless, it's come hither.
That's nice.
But it was the right move on the CJ. Losing, I had
inner fenders. They're a nightmare to put on and off.
I was keeping a pair of like these little skinny needle nose in my pocket to pull them out. I couldn't get to it. It was horrible.
Now it's just that. I just literally released the body.
Wow.
With that one finger.
You don't have to look at anything. You just and it's back on.
Like you've done that before.
You just know where the spot's at. You just
knowing where the spot's at is important to more than yourself. As long as everybody knows where that spot is.
I'm done.
Actually, there goes monetization. We're done.
Anybody can change batteries if they know where the spots are on your truck.
You got to.
Yeah, you got to know where that's at, just in case you have to change the battery in somebody else's truck. You got to know where they're at. You could confuse them.
You're making the Crawler Cult Show look like PG-13 right now, guys.
Well, I got my Wyatt Mellon skid plates on the CJ, so I don't have to take the body off. But I already had those clipless mounts. Like
I keep waiting
to drop down with another come hither flip. It's more of this motion than it is of this motion. It's more like a swipe.
Yeah.
The battery door drops down.
Sometimes it's easier for the.
It is. It's like stealing the whipped cream off of something. Just take more than it is taking a scoop.
Now here's the question: Would that mount work on the older Bronco, SEX 10.3 Bronco?
No, because of that stupid bumper in the front. Like I think
which
not
Bronco?
the way the old. He's saying the old Bronco and the CJ. That I think it would have to be redesigned.
So it's a different mount, but
because of the bumper. Yeah. Okay. So you're saying the come hither was available for that body also? Wow.
Yeah.
Send me a link.
I need that.
So
I need that.
Fine laser designs on Etsy.
Yep.
On Etsy, and it just, I'm telling you, man, it just falls right back on.
Yeah, because that's so much better than trying to find the body pins in there.
It's horrible.
You're going to line everything up, get the inner fender wells tucked in, flip it upside down, and then you're dealing with a body clip that's this big.
Yeah.
Well, and it's easy to tweak. So when I installed them on mine, it was a little stiff. I couldn't get it. I just took I just shaved a little bit of it off.
Shaving.
And
little shave.
Yeah. A little shave. And loosened it right up.
It's fine.
Reamed it.
To get that sweet spot. I got you.
I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done.
I mean,
For a nice smooth transition.
nice smooth transition. It should require a little shave, a little smoothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And if that doesn't work, there's Cal products.
Yep.
A little bit of lubrication.
You gotta lube it. Yeah. Hot fisting action.
Got quiet in here.
They got real quiet. I can't even see the viewers, so I have no idea how much we ran off.
There's very few people watching.
The wheels fell off.
Almost 9 o'clock.
So look at this. Throwing a banana in the tailpipe segment. I found TRX4 Bronco tailpipe. It is left and right, so quad exhaust for your TRX4 2021 Ford Bronco, right? It's just like a Club 5 setup with so you got your tip. You can keep your tip separate. So, yep, paint this in a black and you can take care of just the tip. And then it comes onto a nice little simple mount up underneath. Tailpipe. I can't go anywhere without making this perverted.
Were those black tips?
This is a dashboard. Try and make fun of my dashboard, okay?
I'm not making fun of anything. I'm just...
All right.
Yeah. It's Corey's
fault. Dashboard. I finally have a dashboard. I'm at the start of an interior for the 2021 TRX4 Bronco. I just need to make sure the sizing's right. I took a super detailed TRX4M Bronco, doubled it in size, and we'll see if I got the math right. But I am that much closer. My cheap ass does not want to go on Club 5 and spend $50 for a stupid, dashboard that you're never going to see in those tinted windows. So this is the compromise that I'm willing to do, is spend 15 minutes on my printer to print a dash. So that's what's been keeping me busy this week. Is
that's, it's a real challenge in our hobby. Is, do I spend 10 hours researching how to do something that costs $50 that somebody else has already done, and it not be yours? It's still somebody else's. Or do I do it myself and make it my own and spend countless hours doing it
over and over?
It all comes down to, it's a hobby. And if you're creating something unique, it doesn't really matter who made it first, as long as you make it your own. It's a hobby.
And
it's not a replicator. It's not a replicator of an actual. It's not a shrink ray. It's a hobby. Make it the way you want to make it.
No, I agree with that, and I'm $50 still in my pocket, so I'm still very happy.
Is it? You got like 20 cents in material in that dash.
Yeah, we've got filament cost, electricity. Sure, we can sit here. You can be the bad cop all you want and point out all the cons. I get it. I get it. You win.
I'm just saying, it's not free.
Fine.
What's your time? How much is your time worth?
The CJ7 driver, realistically,
how much are they costing us? Yes. What's the total on
buy the file? $20, whatever it is. It's worth $20. And the 18 cents in filament that it takes to make it, you can make as many as you want for 18 cents. After that,
is that what it calculates out to be? Under 20 cents?
Yeah, in PLA it's 20 cents.
Okay.
Cents, something like that.
I've made like 10 of them so far. So
what are you doing?
Like 6. I made 6.
6. I made 3.
One failed, and
I did make ducks.
One I'm keeping on the shelf. So the center dash, your center glove compartment where you stashed 100 ducks, does that thing open, or did you cut that to open?
The CJ7, that factory, that's open. That it has a little latch on it. You can flip it up.
I must have got Shugo on it or something. Mine won't pop up.
So the latch looks like you pull back, but you pull forward. So you have to come hither from the front, from the dash side, go forward, and then it'll pop up.
Find the spot. And
is knowing where the spot's at.
So did you see this, Corey? What he did is smart ass Jeremy and his ducks. He's like, we need to have ducks on a Jeep. Yeah, of course, you need to have the ducks lined up on the dashboard.
I never owned a Jeep, so I hear ducks are a thing. So I made ducks.
Wow.
Did you paint those, or is that a bamboo trick with the
at this size? I painted it.
Okay, I painted the beak also.
Yeah. So I put a little orange paint on a paper towel, and I just tapped it to the beak each time, and then I used the toothpick for the eyes. Just dab.
I've got to get
I printed a whole bed of them. So imagine an entire bamboo pie plate.
Holy duck!
All ducks.
Jesus.
I got ducks for days.
What the duck?
I will never run out of ducks. I painted 50 and gave up, and the rest are yellow.
Oh, you didn't finish all the beaks yet. Okay, you'll do the beaks as needed.
The paint started to dry in the little puddle that I made. It took that long to get 50 of them, so I stopped. I was like, I'm not putting more paint down. Paint's more expensive than the duck. So
I love it.
I have a 3D printer, but it's a resin printer.
I got one of them too.
But mine's a Creality. It's like LD002R. It's not a big one, but the last thing that I tried to print, it shifted and didn't print, so everything stayed in the vat. So of course I take all that out, replace the FEP film, refill the vat, and went
it leaked
again, and noticed my touch screen. If I touched the bottom left of my touchscreen, up here reacted. So I was like, okay, so I got a bad touchscreen. No big deal. Found one on Amazon for like $18. Order it, install it. Touchscreen works great. Go ahead to calibrate it. And I noticed that when you calibrate it, the big LCD screen on the bottom should show up with a blank rectangle. The rest of the screen should be black for the LEDs to shine through. Well, mine was just, you could see random lines. And this is I've used this screen 100 times. So I thought, okay, the LCD screen's bad. I'll go ahead and buy the 2K upgrade, the mono 2K upgrade. It was $40-something. I ordered that, install the new 2K upgrade. Same thing. I'm getting the exact same thing. I'm not showing a pattern on the LCD screen.
Oh, wow.
So then I was like, okay, so I've replaced touchscreen. I've replaced LCD screen with an upgrade. The only other thing to replace is the system board. I think they're $35. At this point, do I replace that, or do I just go buy a freaking new one for $229?
Ooh, at $229, man.
With all the
because
I didn't realize they came down so much.
Yeah, you would think a new one would have all the updates, right?
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, this would be a Frozen. I forget which brand, which Frozen one, but yeah, it's center down the street, $229.
Yeah.
The
tough choice.
Or I can go buy Ender 3 Pro.
Actually, you can get a bamboo mini A1 right now.
Bingo! Yes,
for $199. $199.
Yeah. Multicolor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The mini. Yeah, that's an insane deal for.
And this is the desktop. You're talking about the desktop version, the mini.
The mini.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the mini A1.
Right after we had Adam from Aiden Builds on last week, right after that show, he ordered that desktop version. Okay. You talked him into it, Jeremy. He heard all this talk about the bamboo, and he went right over and he ordered this desktop one. Now there's a million limitations.
Yeah, but
to
for what Adam does production wise, that mini desktop is perfect for him to make that small, ultra small stuff.
Well, and he said if I wanted to run off a battery with multicolor or something, just for a prototype or just to tick around with something, I'm anxious to hear his feedback. I would. There's a lot of limitations to it. It is, two different worlds. It's two different printers, but there's a purpose for it. There is a need and a want for that little desktop printer. Might be my step in the door to understanding more about bamboo. I will tell you that.
Yeah, it's a good deal. It's a smoking deal. It's a short time deal, so you got to get in on it. I don't know when it ends.
I didn't realize it came down that much. You're talking under 200.
Yeah. It's still there right now. I'm looking at it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know how long that sale's going to go on, but I was.
You're not going to be able to see that.
Yeah, you got to.
Yeah,
there you go.
Back. Yep, that's it. That is it.
$199.
Yeah, that's
now, Jeremy. Is that running the same size filament? Not diameter. The same filament spool.
Yeah, it's a full size spool.
Full size spool.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
I like it. It's a really neat design.
If you're going to change out spools pretty regularly, like if you're running, if you're printing of this and then printing of that and printing of this, and you're vacuum sealing your spools as you go, that's a pretty easy one to do, because it's external, and you're only going to have a spool hanging on it when you're using it. Otherwise, it's going to draw moisture. So it's actually, it could be a more efficient way to do what you're doing, other than I have 4 open spools sitting in an AMS, just sitting there idle.
No, is there a lid that keeps it from? Okay,
mine,
so
that's
that's
on the AMS. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a lid and there's a desiccant tray and all that stuff.
Okay.
But it's pretty well sealed too. It's got a foam seal around it, around the lid.
Not vacuum sealed, but
it's pretty good. Desiccant here in my basement, a desiccant will last about 45 to 60 days before they go pink, and I have to replace them. But that's not bad with four spools,
Yeah. No, I'm a fan. I like it.
In the same room as a HVAC system. So
the only other reason why is I have not even had a desire to turn my resin printer on in the last 2 years. After the last batch, I had the same problems like Corey had. I ran that last batch, nothing but headaches, and got done printing it and dropped it. And as soon as it hit the ground, it shattered. I'm like, you know what? I'm done. Like, not worth it. Yes, there's a level of detail that you can't get. I get it. Not worth it. Not worth it to me right now.
No,
maybe
production of miniature figures for like Warhammer or something like that.
Yeah.
That would be the machine I would be using right now.
Yep.
I have the Reality, the Billy Bad Butt unit that I picked up secondhand. That's what I would be using it for. But I haven't found an RC use for it, for me to say I need to use that kind of printer, and it's just not coming to me.
Well, I will point out one thing. If you look at this new optic and this driver that Knight did, he did the headphones with a mouthpiece that comes around the front, and that is scaring the ever daylights out of me, that mouthpiece coming around, and that might be resin time.
Look, man, they're in this little faux mat head, I can look into his ear canal
and scream,
and see the spiral. I ain't got to worry about my bamboo printing that mic.
This thing is it's making earwax. Like, I need a Q-tip for this detail.
Q-tip for this head.
It's
going to collect.
I can hear the you can hear the rocks shaking around in it.
Yeah.
So with the bamboo, you're not looking to have to sand as much.
I hardly ever sand.
Wow.
I print at like 0.16 or 0.12 on a final version.
Mm-hmm.
I don't sand. I just prime it.
Yeah.
Prime and paint.
Because we definitely went to a different print height.
This driver is prime and paint.
Wow.
0.1,
There's no-
0.14, 0.12.
I didn't sand anything. This is a 0.20 print.
Oh man. Wow.
This was my first print.
There's a difference between the 0.20 and my 0.10. Like there's a noticeable difference.
Yeah, 0.20 on a bamboo. That file took I think like almost 6 hours. Almost 6 hours.
Yep.
If I pull it down and I get it down to this one in carbon nylon, I'm sorry, not carbon nylon, PLA carbon fiber. This one was at 0.12 and it took just under 7 hours. That's the time difference for that quality. It's about an hour.
It's worth it. Like,
it's
who cares?
Absolutely worth the wait. Like, just
so that thing's ready to print PLA carbon fiber right out of the box.
Right out of the box. ABS. It's got an enclosure, Corey. It's got an enclosure. So it regulates the temperature so much better, and it's a
ABS.
hot end filament.
One piece.
Basically, you pull it out of the box and press print with like every filament under the sun. They're incredible.
ASA, ABS, glass reinforced, carbon. These are
PETG.
This is PETG
all of it.
carbon, Corey. PETG carbon nylon. This is PLA tough.
And you don't have to change any of your
Corey,
settings. You just print.
I don't change settings. Whatever the machine says, that's what I do.
Corey, let me blow your mind. As you're price shopping there on your phone, if you go to the Creality K1, just humor me. Creality K1 is the one that I'm using, a Creality K1 Max. It's $1,000 less than the bamboo. And it's almost the same thing as what Jeremy's flexing over there, except it doesn't do the 4-color print.
Yeah.
Look at that. What did you print that?
Corey. Printed.
What is that?
It's a pyramid.
Printed and painted?
No, this is in gold filament.
How'd you get the eye like that?
Googly eyes.
Just stick on googly eyes.
Oh, of course it is.
But this was a 020 print. This took 20 minutes.
20 minutes?
20 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Look inside.
Yeah.
They're lightning fast, dude.
There's no support.
Oh my god.
No
so as Jeremy and I are talking to you about 6 to 8 hours for printing this driver, imagine it at 18 hours on like an Ender 3. So we're telling you these speed prints that are way different. The days of waiting for something overnight are finished.
Yeah.
I got your zombie hands.
And now you're
Nice.
are you using the A1 Mini?
No, I'm using an X1 carbon.
He has an X1 carbon. I have a K1 Max.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta go check it out.
And in the, you can use Orca or Bamboo software slicer for the bamboo printers. You can, if you like Orca, you can use that.
I don't remember what I was using before.
But the bamboo software is pretty good. They got a lot of updates.
Onboard cameras that you can check it from your phone. You can stop it. You can check on it. I mean, they've come a long way. The main reason I stuck with the Creality was just because I was being a giant P and did not want to learn any new software. I was like, I've been using Ender 3s. I'm comfortable with the Creality family and comfortable with the product. And also, it was $1,000 cheaper.
There you go. Jeez. That's what $1,000 will get you.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is no question.
Yeah.
The bamboo is money, bro. It's tight.
How big is the build plate on that?
They're both the same 220.
Yeah, 220 something.
I think 220 by 220 or something ridiculous.
It's a pretty big build plate.
That's a big
yeah,
build. I can do
yeah.
a full
It's
size
bigger than your
skull.
Ender 3.
I can do a full size skull. A full size human head. I've been printing
You have
for earphone holders.
no, not the mini, not that desktop thing.
Not the mini. My
He's
X1
got
carbon.
the build plate on the X1 Mini.
Oh.
A1 Mini.
Yeah, I don't
mini?
know.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
It's a desktop. It's smaller. I mean, there's a need. It's not going to be able to fill a void for, like
Google will tell you. But it's still pretty decent.
Knows everything.
It's a step in the right direction. You're getting a quality bamboo product. I think you would find plenty of uses for it, and I think it is the solution to your resin. I think I would tell you don't invest in a resin again and just get that thing.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at right now.
I just don't feel like buying resin. I don't feel like getting used to that. It's the software, the way you slice. It's so much to keep on top of. It's finicky.
Yeah, Camp Fab. I bought I got mine for Christmas gift for my wife, and right now the X1 Carbon with the AMS is around $1,400. At that point, right before Christmas, in like the October, November timeframe, they dropped down to, I think they were at $1,099 for a combo.
Wow!
And that's when she got it. So she did her magic shopping tricks and got a good deal on it.
Wow, that's a steal.
Yeah, and then she hid it from me for 2 months, so it was awesome.
I love it.
Yeah, I just looked at all my Capital One. It tried to apply every coupon code that Capital One had.
Oh, smart.
Capital One shopping total price with shipping $15 for shipping, which isn't bad.
That's a good deal.
Yeah, tax is $12.84, so out the door $226.84 for the bamboo mini
A1 desktop.
Yeah,
yep,
that's not bad.
Yeah,
not bad at all.
I gotta know how big the build plate is.
Right. But if we're talking about replacing your resin vat, I'm telling you, you're in that ballpark.
Yeah. So what are you going to print on it, Corey? What's your typical print?
Nothing more than, say, let me look at my nice ruler here.
Say a scale motor engine?
Maybe. That would be about the biggest thing that I would print.
You got plenty of room on that A1.
Really?
Plenty of room. Yeah, that A1 is not that. A scale motor is not that big. Oh.
Jeremy, do you think you could print the Knight's driver, the full figure driver on it?
I would say yes. I can't imagine that mini being that small. Okay. I mean, I can print 5 of these on
one bed. Yeah. Okay.
So,
well, if you're telling me that you could put that Knight, that's just a
I mean, that's pretty big.
It is pretty big.
Pretty big.
Is it square or round?
Square.
Square.
It's square. Okay. I thought it was a round bed.
What's that? 7 inches? 8?
7 and almost 7 1/8.
Oh, you could print this driver on that bed.
Oh yeah, maybe 2 of them.
Nah, you'd be pretty tight with 2 of them.
Yeah, so you got. I mean, it's 7 1/8 X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
180 by 180 by 180.
And the really cool thing is, if you print in, say, ABS, you can just slice it in half and just MEK it together.
Right.
In a 69 position, you could probably do 2 of them.
Now I have to print that on time lapse.
I wouldn't want to have to explain that to my wife when she came. She's like, "Why are you printing 2 guys in a 69 position?"
That is exactly when the not Josh
a small bed.
When the not Josh figure comes out.
Josh tangled.
I mean, right now they're showing each other their favorite rocks out in Colorado. So, Camp said
UFO gazing at night.
Yeah. So, Camp Fab, make sure you're looking at the A1 Mini, because he's saying 256 by 256 by 256.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, the A1 is 256.
Yeah, we're talking
Now,
A1.
Camp Fabrication, that's Oren Camp. You've met him.
Oh, Oren. Okay. Yeah. So we're looking at the mini.
That's not the mini. Yeah, the mini. But that 256 by 256 is big. That's you're getting a lot done in there. Dude, you're printing that whole Night Runner interior like in one piece on that beast.
Yeah.
No more of that 3-piece chop up interior.
Yeah. Here's my build plate, Corey.
Jesus, yeah, you got a massive.
Yeah, you got a big piece.
No wonder you can print whole beds.
Size matters.
Yeah, you can print a whole human skull on that thing.
I have.
Oh,
don't you have him around? Where is the head at? Where is your?
I've been selling them. I print them out. I take them to work. I put my headphones on them. I leave them sit on my desk for a week, and I'll have a note on my desk when I go in the next Friday, and I'll be like, "Hey, how much is that?" And then I sell it, and then I print another one. But the really cool thing is, while I'm sitting at my desk counting my money, I just hit print on my app, and it starts printing, and it's done by the time I get home Friday evening.
Nice.
It'd be like a 3-day print on the printers I've had.
No,
well,
sir.
Exactly, but it's keeping track of how much filament is left. There's a barcode on the side of the filament. I mean, there is a ton of bells and whistles.
Yeah, RFID tag in the filament, and it's measuring how much when you mark it, when you load it as a new spool, and it tells you how much you're using. The slicer software tells you how much filament it's going to take for that print, and it'll warn you if you're getting close to the end. So
if I would have had a bamboo, I would have known I didn't have enough white filament to do this.
Yes. But it's nice because if you can figure it out, right? And you can create your cut line with the AMS and just use another similar filament on top of that to make a multicolored print in levels. But you can adjust where that cut line is for aesthetics. I did it with some dog scoops. Like I printed the dog's names on the handle of the scoop, and I just made that with a different color raised letters, so it kind of pops a little bit.
Wow.
It let me use some spools that were almost empty. Yeah, 180, 180, 180.
We did not disappoint again, people. This would not be a Rad RC show on a Saturday night if we did not end up in the ring talking about 3D printing. This has been a weekly thing, talking Knights Files and the world of 3D printing. It's a hot topic.
We said we would.
Yep.
And we are, because it's part of this hobby. It's a hobby within a hobby. It's entertaining. I get to paint. I get to do my detail painting with my old man eyes. And
no offense, Jeremy. We're still getting used to being able to associate you with 3D printing. You picked it up in a hurry. You're like pro level at it already. From the man who said you did not want it.
I'm an absolute hack. Yeah.
But you make it look pro level. That's a badge for the bamboo, making it that much out of the box.
It's the printer. It's not me. What I'm learning is orientation. I'd say 50% of the bamboo is orientation of whatever it is you're printing to allow the printer to do it efficiently and within its easy access. Like if you put something, some crazy position on it, the printer either won't like it because it has to work extra hard to do what it needs to do. But in the software, you can hit auto orient and it'll place it where it's easiest for the machine. But it might not be
ideal.
I know, but it might not be ideal for the print. So you might end up with top layer lines. So if you follow the scheme of things and you say, okay, I'm going to let you orient this the way it's easiest for the machine and the most efficient way, but I can do smoothing. So I can heat the nozzle and do smoothing on its final layer so it doesn't leave those plateaus. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm.
You're ironing it at the end.
Yeah, I'm ironing, smoothing, and I can also change the profile of the print from straight lines to zigs to minimize that as well, because sometimes you just can't avoid it. And then other times it's like, you know what? I just want it to face the camera so I can do a time lapse. And it is
Right.
absolutely doesn't make any sense to the printer. It's going to take, an extra hour to print it. And I'm going to do it with minimal supports because I want to see what it is the whole time that it's printing. And it'll let you. And it'll do it really well.
That's a good point because it keeps loading my Night driver this one direction. I want to print for the camera. And every time I spin it, and I put my head on and I weld the two files together, my printer, the slicer gets so mad at me. Like it stalls and it doesn't want to do it. So yeah, you have to fight it, but whatever.
Yeah.
The glory of that time lapse.
Yeah. Sometimes you just do it just for fun, just to see what happens. Like a bed full of ducks. Like who'd have thought? I thought, man, this is going to be a spaghetti nightmare. There's going to be yellow plastic everywhere inside of this printer. And I was disappointed.
Did you do it one at a time? Was it single duck at a time or all at once?
All at once.
All at once. Okay.
That print head was going from the 256 to the 256. All the way around the sheet. All like just all of it.
Well, I was impressed with the last post that James Knight did with the optic. He had the whole bed filled up with pieces all over. Mm-hmm. Now, I wanted to know from him, was that all at once or was he doing those one at a time in a section?
That's all at once.
All at once. So it's working all around.
The only thing that he could do to better his ability to maximize build space is to create it on a spruce. I'm just clipping it off of a spruce.
He's done that before with some of his prints.
Yeah, that would be.
You actually are printing the tree all around it. Some of his earlier designs were that way. They weren't real friendly for laying on the bed. Because he was doing so much with that Shapeways. Shapeways wanted all on that spruce tree that you could snip them out.
I see what you did there, young man. Congratulations on your new bamboo printer. I had to say it.
Big dog.
There you go.
Welcome to the family.
Bad cop wins.
Oh, I'm anxious to see what he thinks.
Yeah, blame me. It's completely my fault.
I'm anxious to hear more about it.
That's what I'm telling my wife. It's Jeremy's fault.
Absolutely.
I'm
a terrible influencer. Terrible.
I know nothing. No, I'm anxious to hear more about this, and I really think you made the right choice. I really, really do. Really do.
It's a step in the right direction.
All right. We're going to take us out of here. We're over our half-hour time slot. We're going to pin. We're going to keep Corey pinned in the chair. Whoa! I didn't want to do that. I did not want to do that.
What did you do?
Sliding back. I did it. I did it anyway. Even though I didn't want to do it, I did it.
You done did it.
I done did it now.
It's probably.
Oh, why don't I keep my mouse on the mouse pad? That would make things easier.
Ooh, speaking of mouse pad, you design one of those.
A mousy pad.
Ooh.
Camp Fabrication, Oren, I have to design a whole wrap for his Mojave, Jeep Gladiator Mojave. Like full size vehicle wrap.
Nice.
You
Alrighty.
You going to Indiana, by the way?
No, not going to make Indiana.
Okay.
That's all right. Hopefully we see you in October.
Hopefully so. Yes.
Yeah. Reef will be there. Just tell Reef you're staying with him.
I'll just tell Reef to fly me down there.
Yeah. He's already told us we got to buy Rich a ticket.
Yeah.
He's like, no, not with the new announcement. He's your problem.
No. Tell him to send him and Mr. Wyatt.
Yes.
Research.
Because I know Wyatt's been there before. Wyatt was there for this place for nationals.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Cool.
All right. We're going to take you out of here with a little this and that. I got the Jeopardy music up. Corey, our judge in the background, has set the time clock at 1 minute. He will also be keeping score. You can collect your prizes from him also. So the big rules are simple, Corey. We don't need an explanation. We just need an answer rapid fire.
Okay.
Call or text?
Call.
Train or airplane?
Airplane.
Almond Joy or Mounds Bar?
Ooh, Mounds.
F. Sorka or Yeah Sorka?
F. Sorka.
Go to a bar or go to church?
I want to go to a bar.
Rattle can or airbrush?
Airbrush. It's better.
Autobot or Decepticon?
Definitely Autobot.
Would you like a rust bucket or chrome it out?
Rusty.
Christmas or Halloween?
Halloween.
PlayStation, Xbox?
Xbox.
Pizza or Chinese food?
There is no other question. It's pizza every time.
Wow. Cabbage Patch or Garbage Pail?
Garbage Pail.
Slot machine or blackjack?
Blackjack.
Medical use or recreational?
I have to go medical.
Mike or Jeremy? He always slips that one in there.
I gotta go Jeremy. He can kill people with his thumb. You never know when he's coming.
Burger or hot dog?
Burger.
Jeep or truck?
Toyota.
Win the lottery or meet your soulmate?
Well, I already met my soulmate, so let's bring that lottery on.
Hunting or fishing?
Ooh. I'm gonna go fishing. It's more relaxing.
Action movie or comedy?
That's tough. I'm gonna go comedy.
Cat or dog?
Dog.
Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset.
Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook. No, Instagram.
Good call. Samsung or iPhone?
iPhone.
Are you more likely to get a speeding ticket or a parking ticket?
Speeding ticket.
I know the answer to this one.
Drive.
College or NFL?
College.
I knew it. Let's see. Golf or frisbee golf?
Regular golf.
Let's see. Boom, boom. Would you rather meet yourself 10 years in the future or 10 years in the past?
Ooh, give me 10 years in the past.
Okay. UFO or Bigfoot?
UFO.
Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Smooth.
Air guitar or air drums?
Air guitar.
Tattoos or piercings?
Tattoos.
Supercross or MotoGP?
Ooh. Supercross.
Crocs or flip-flops?
I gotta go Crocs.
Croc flops.
Monster Croc cops.
Their dog has
Monster truck or NASCAR?
Oh, monster trucks.
X Games or Olympics?
X Games.
Would you rather see a double backflip or a front flip?
Double back.
Good call. All right, quick game of high five. You get to choose one. Give me one RC car for the rest of your life.
My Rebel.
Good. Wow.
Wow.
Where's a freaking alarm for that one? Like,
Wow.
I want some confetti. I did not see that coming, bro.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, is there
Where's my Where's my confetti cannon? Yeah, they're still in Jeff Johns' garage, dude. Just hit them up.
You might as well set a cinder.
One movie.
One movie?
One movie for the rest of your life.
Tin Cup.
One song over and over for the rest of your life.
Jeopardy theme.
It feels like it. It's going to be in your head all night long.
One song for the rest of my life.
We'll take a band also.
Ooh,
Band? Oh, Chris Stapleton.
All right.
sounds like a person.
One food. One food.
Pizza, hands down. No questions
Hands
asked.
down.
It's always
One
pizza.
person, dead or alive, one person stuck on an island the rest of your life, dead or alive.
Chick downstairs that won't leave me alone.
Good
You're
choice.
dying. I'm surprised she hasn't come over and given you a kiss yet.
Good choice.
Oh, you heat them up. I give you all these Valentine's Day gifts, these little romantic gestures to show your love. Alrighty.
I went with Jim Morrison, so I didn't think it through.
Yeah.
But
All
that
right,
island
kill
would
it.
be awesome.
Or stop the music. My man won. Ding, ding, ding. You win the chocolate factory, my friend. That rebel answer gave us a trip. I love it.
That was a shocker.
Still-
I have the Reefs Rebel.
The Rebel is a dope. Was always a good truck.
It is.
It is. It's much, much faster than
It's way more U4 than Jeep.
way more U4 than Jeep.
Mhm. To me, that was the most capable out of the box RTR that there ever was.
Fastest.
Definitely fastest. You hit second gear in that thing, and you have a 1900 kV motor in there. You're going to outrun guys with 3800s all day.
I was ready to let Jeremy start drag racing people. I was going to put money on them all day long.
I was drag racing. I was doing it.
Well, you were smoking us. Yeah.
It was.
Yep.
That thing was fast. It scoots.
But then at the same time, you slow it down.
Capable.
And it was just so smooth.
Yep.
With
And
good
it had-
influence in it. Hashtag good Castle Creations.
And it had turn signals out of the box.
Yeah, I could have done away with the turn signals. I liked the function of turning lights on and
I
off.
made Jeremy hurt his head.
Might as well have had a
Yeah,
sound system. Might as well have had a sound system in it. Sorry.
Right?
Got me emotional.
Oh,
Stop.
Jeremy remembers the sound system at our last event.
Who had it?
I don't remember the guy's name.
There's always that guy.
He's driving around in the TRX4 Land Rover.
With a
Defender.
diesel set.
With a full sound kit in this thing. It was so loud.
Was it engine noises or boombox? Oh, okay.
Engine. Yeah, the only
The
thing worse than-
ESS1.
Yeah, the only thing worse than engine noises is music.
Oh, you're such an old man, dude. Like,
Yep. Because you want to know how to ruin a YouTube creator's moment?
A
Play
sound
music.
man. Drive by with a sound box.
Music. YouTube's like demonetized.
Oh, sugar. Well, Corey, it was a long time in the making. We've been trying to make this happen. I'm super glad it all worked out. It was appropriate to get you on here the week after USTE. Rest it in peace. The timing was meant to be for you to be here tonight with us for this somber moment.
It was fun.
Yeah, thank you. We can't thank you enough. Everybody, where do you find Corey during the week? GA Rock Zombie on Instagram. That one I know. Look for that ugly mug. No, the one behind it there on that
one over there.
There, I see it over his right hand corner.
Right there. Right.
That is a dope logo. You can't miss it.
Yeah,
Corey, thank you.
October will be here.
Yep.
Halloween Haul and Crawl 6, Cherokee Rock Village in Sandrock, Alabama for a fun 3 days.
3 days. Excellent.
Yep. Lots of vendors, food trucks, lots of stuff going on, tons of prizes. So
hopefully, yeah. Well, maybe that might just work out for us this year after all. I hope to get down there with you all this year and enjoy this. That trailer thing definitely gets people to perk their ears up a little bit. Doing something different. I like it.
You don't have to have a trailer to come to the event, but you need it for the show and shine. You need it for the zigzag drags, and there was one other one you needed it for. But other than that, bring your trucks, have fun.
Can the trailer be in the bed of the truck?
Sure. I don't see why not. It just says you have to have one.
Perfect. TRX4M trailer. Love it. Put it in the bed of anything.
What a smart ass. Always looking to freaking color outside the line.
Now, if you put a TRX4M trailer in the bed of something and put an even smaller RC on the trailer,
I can do that.
You got a printer that can do that.
I can do that. I got RCs that I can do that with.
I have a trailer file that I'm going to share with you that you might want to print. Your printer will do it. Mine wouldn't.
Okay. I'm in.
Okay. Full tactical trailer opening stuff.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool. Yeah. Send it on over.
Yeah. I'll share that with you.
I'm all in.
Yep.
I was just going to buy one. I found one on Colts I was going to do, and I did not pull the trigger.
Yeah, no, I've got one. I'll share it out to y'all. It was a free file for me, so why not share it out?
Yeah. You might have sent it to me. Did you have it for a couple of years?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think you sent it once before to me. I might have to dig through it.
Yeah, if not, I've got it somewhere on here.
I love it. Well, Corey, thank you again, sir. Well, I'll hit you up during the week, Corey, to see if we can do that thing for the guys over at Operation 11 Charlie and get them set up with a new X plate for their Carryall setup.
I think the way I'm going to do it is it's a little easier for me if I just do like a square design, and that way you just kind of push the X right through that and put it wherever you want it. Yeah.
Perfect. So, sounds like a game plan to me. They will love that. That will make his day. If you're Javier, if you're still here, we'll be in touch. So Corey, we'll send you out. People, you know where to find them. The place to see them is in October. Thank you again, Corey. Yep. What a good man. What a good man. That was fun. We did not disappoint. All about the 3D printing. Where are we? Next weekend will be what? June 15th-ish? Is that right? June?
Yep, 6/15.
Will you still be here 6/15?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I leave for Axial Fest Wednesday the 19th.
Wednesday the 19th. Okay. I leave Sunday. We're heading to Ocean City, New Jersey for a week of fun in the sun. And when I get back, the 23rd is actually my 5-0. Is that Saturday?
That's when you're officially old.
Yeah, it will be official.
Yep. You're just old now. You'll be officially old.
Officially old. I have the title of grumpy old man. I can own it.
Yep.
I will own it. All right, then. We'll take them out of here. Jeremy, thank you again, sir. Did you have any show and tell Anything fun and fancy that is hot and pressing? I wanted to ask Corey what was on his workbench. I was going to be my sneaky ass question to him. I wanted to know what he was working on.
I honestly, I just been working on the optic.
On the optic.
I got some, you know, just auditioning things.
So
trying to get it tuned in.
I went to A-Main to get the optic, and I got thrown into the back order waiting list, and I didn't cry about it. I was like, you know what? This is actually okay. Leaves time for me to get a Freaky Skins wrap made up for it.
Yeah.
Leaves time to start printing, not Josh and Matt. Start printing, get the grill. Yeah, start printing things. I was like, you know what? It's not the end of the world. It's actually kind of cool. I'll have all the bolt-on, easy mount accessories when it gets here. So, not the end of the world.
And you don't have to do the Kilburn way where you change all the running gear and all that stuff. Like that's
we're not going. Yes.
If you're going to run it with a
cosmetic, I was going more. Yeah, I was going more for the glam.
Yeah, then you don't need to do transmission work and all that stuff. Right? It's not necessary.
We'll get the glam. We'll get it looking fancy and fine, and then we can backtrack later on and get the servo and motor and all that good stuff all hopped up later. But just to get us up and running,
steal a good servo out of something else.
I've got a couple floating around.
The stock servo isn't bad, but it's not good.
Yeah, so it's been a while since we ran a stock servo on anything. You're kind of spoiled over the years of.
Yeah. Well, they just don't live long.
Right.
Enough. For you to process.
Get a month. Yeah. I hate to say this publicly. We only have 4 people here right now, but what made me think of it was I had a PowerShift RC light kit pop up in my junk drawer, and I had a PowerShift RC custom winch I did for me a while back. Has much been happening in the PowerShift RC world, or is that that's slowed down a little bit over there, or is it? Have you heard? Is it officially done?
I don't know if it's done, but I haven't seen anything.
I haven't either.
Probably in a year or better.
Okay.
Since last USTE was kind of the last time I really
heard anything from them. Well, and you knew who else went quiet? And again, I hate to say this publicly. The A&M Burt Melcher's Instagram page went quiet also. Where are people?
He's still answering emails and questions and selling parts.
Okay, valid point. The Instagram page went quiet, but I still see people posting up new product. Like that, I just got my A&M. They're still getting the A&M scale mail, so he's still got to be kicking out parts here and there.
Oh yeah. I looked at a couple posts today. They were like, "Hey, does anybody have a picture of it was an A&M bumper on a extended cab TF2?" and
Jeremy's like,
right up. He's like, "Do you want to buy one, or do you just want to see a picture?" And so he's very active.
Excellent. Good.
Bert's good dude.
Like to hear that. Oh yeah, Bert is good dude. All right, sir.
Putting my ducks in a row.
My ducks in a row.
Putting my ducks in a row.
Jeremy, you can get ducks on Timo. Timo sells little scale ducks. Unfortunately, they're a little big. They're like ideal for maybe an SCX6 size, and but they're cool little tiny ducks.
Perfect for the dash of a CJ7, which is
correct. And that's the same thing I did. But the Temu ducks, we bought 100 of them on Temu, and when they came this past Christmas, the entire family went out around my parents' house in ninja stealth mode, and we planted little ducks all over their house. Medicine cabinet, inside medicine pills, springtime coats, and I mean, my mom is still sending us photos every day of the number of ducks that she's finding daily and hidden junk drawers and all over the place.
Well, now I'm going to have to do another plate of ducks
and plant them.
I've been trying to get rid of this yellow filament, this PLA Tough, for a long time.
Burn them up.
It's like it grows back on the spool.
When you get down to Axial Fest, or when you get to the Badlands, just start dropping ducks and
that's why I printed them was for Axial Fest for the CJ.
Duck you.
Yeah,
duck you.
Duck all these Jeeps.
Yep.
A whole center console full of them.
Duck them all.
Duck them all. All right, man.
Awesome. All right, bud. I'll talk to you. All right, let's give them an official fade out of here. Boom. We'll send it out officially.
RC Garages is in here.
Oh, shoot. Bobby. Thank you again, sir. Bobby is a good man. Bobby, we do want to reach out to you. Jeremy, I don't know if you've happened to see what Bobby was doing recently. Guys, over at RC Garages, Bobby came out with something new he's been working on, and this is a lay flat banner. Now, this is a banner that doesn't fold up. You roll it up, and then when you get to an event, it rolls and lays flat. So, if you wanted to do your 6-foot table, there's a lay flat banner option, customizable. You could get the Addict's RC logo on there, lines printed like a parking lot. It's supposed to look like a parking lot and a great little place. It's a great little, cool little diorama backdrop on your 6-foot table. Very cool little thing. He did a few smaller versions for the Scale Garage, little parking mats. I don't even know if there's an official title for them, and different color configurations, like the black and white tile with the red border. But they do look very cool. These little 6-foot table topper lay flat banners. Very good stuff, Bobby. Keep up the good work.
I'm liking it. I could use that for, like, I do the traveling road show, Boomracing.
Boom.
And
would love it
for for the trucks on the table.
And listen, with the yellow parking spot, maybe a couple for you. We'll do them all handicapped. And
I knew that was coming. Yeah, blind man parking only. Yeah, I got it.
But yeah, no, Bobby's got some good stuff. He's been really pushing the envelope and trying some new things. It's really cool.
That's a nifty idea. I like that.
Yeah, good stuff.
It really helps with the show setup stuff, because
exactly
you feel like you know what you can put on your table, which is always important, and you can see really fast if something's not where it's supposed to be. I like that. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff. All right, people, let's do it this way. Intro, outro, closing video.